Xscale from Ukraine are the new kids on the block producing commercial aircraft in 1:44 scale, and I have a kit to have a look at on my workbench, courtesy of Xscale through Jadlam. Just an unboxing tonight. I have been sent this model kit by Xscale through Jadlam. Jadlam are now selling their models. Now, if you've never heard of them, they're a Ukrainian company and they are releasing a lot of these old school planes. Now, this one here, the P3C Orion, turboprop, anti-submarine and maritime surveillance aircraft. So, I don't know much about this, but if you look at the side of the box here, we have the English and Ukrainian spiel. The box contains an unassembled plastic model kit. Instructions and decal sheets are included. And you're going to need cement and paint for adult modelers aged 14 or over. Inside the box, it's saying that it has 158 parts and not for sale in Russia. Fair enough. Some logos there. The actual product code for this one is X144007. Edge of the box, you've got the box art there, and then we're going to just turn them around in the same there. And then on the top, you've got some other models that they do. So you've got the the DC853, the L188A, and the EC24A. But they do have a fair range of models available. So we'll lift up the box. It's a top opening box, and inside you're going to get a bag of sprues. And if we open up the bag and spin it out, oh, there's plenty there. You'll have the instructions, glossy instructions, sheet, a very well presented sheet of stencils and schemes. So we'll have a look at that. And there you go, 1:44 scale model construction kit, P3C Orion. So I'll put them to one side. Let's have a little nosy at the sprues. So it looks like you're getting a fair few sprues to excite you, most definitely. Right, let's put these to one side, and I believe they have letters and numbers on them, which is good. We can then see. So let's put all this to one side, and let's have a good look at what you are getting. So here you are. This is the wings, the bottom and the top of the wings. And if we get in close, and let's just move the camera, the light slightly. Right, let's just zoom in. So there we go, we're zoomed in, and you can see some nice, crisp detail. Recessed panel lines, obviously, because that's the way of the world at the moment. Just move to the left slightly. You can see there's some nice, fine detail up to the wing. That's, you know, looking on the underneath there. All the correct positioning. We'll turn it over so you can see on the inside. Oh, tasty. Now, no locating pins I'm noticing. So, but I'm assuming on the wing it wouldn't be so bad, because you'll just edge up here. You've got like an edge here you can edge up to, but just something to be wary of if you are building this kit. Next off, the fuselage. So we're getting close again so you can see the detail on there. Very nice, very crisp. So there's a brand new tool in this. I think it was done last year, or even maybe the beginning of this year, but we'll have a look on scale mates and see when this was first tooled. So yeah, you got a bit of a scratch there, slight scratch there, unfortunately, where the plastic has rubbed. It's all been put in one bag. And again, we'll just turn them around, and we'll do the starboard side and work our way down the fuselage. So I'm expecting, it looks like the windows go in from outside in, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it feels like it. There's definitely ridges there. You can clearly see the ridges, and that might need a bit of a tiny clean up there, but looking good so far. Excellent. Right, moving on to the engines. So you've got the cowlings, and bits and pieces there. Just turn them around so you can have a really good look at the parts. Yeah, some nice, decent lines in that. Shame, I don't know whether that's just release or a bit of scratching. Might be just release, actually. Yeah. They were quite loose in the bag, so there are some minor scratches on the plastic. I've just seen another bit there. Can you see that? The scratching. So just a little bit of a buff there to get them out. But yeah, it's quite nice. And the plastics, it's good. It's good plastic. Just have a little feel. Yeah, quite robust plastic, this. So there you go. That's that one. Okay, so as we're getting close, we can have a good old mooch. You go. I think that's for the belly. I think of the fuselage. All these little parts here on the side, nicely numbered. Undercarriage part there. I think there's the doors there for the undercarriage. Not too sure what they are. I think that's for. Is that for the front? I'm trying to see where that is on the picture. Or is that for the rear? That might be for the rear, actually. I think that might be for the rear. So yeah, another bit of undercarriage there. I think that's the front or undercarriage. But yeah, you've got the doors there. Very nice. Got some yoke. The parts of the undercarriage, I believe that for the. Will that fit on there? I think it might do. Yeah, I think that's just a stabilising bar. So yeah, that's that one done. Right, so it looks like the props, you're going to have to build them up. And it looks like you've got two varieties there that you can use. We'll have a look at that in the instructions. Got the intake there for the front of the engines. Tiny little wheels there with some detail on the wheels. Quite cool. There's some seats there. We'll turn them over in a minute so you can see. And then there you go. There's some more props this side as well. So it looks like you've got a choice here. Well, are they 4 or 5? They must be 4-bladed, yeah? 1, 2, yeah. So 4-bladed propellers there. So there's the blades. So you've got two types. You've got like the rounded and you've got the straight there. Turn them around and you can see. And there's your seats. No detail on the seats, unfortunately. So no, you have to put your own belts in. And it looks like the glass is pretty good on this. You'll be able to see inside a little bit of the cockpit anyway. So you what? There's that sprue. Moving on for the stabilisers at the back. A little bit. I think that's the cockpit there. I think the seats will fit there, I guess. I'm assuming anyway. I've not seen the instructions. But again, nice. Quite nice refined panel lines there. And once you put some paint on it, they will soften up a little bit. All the way through, got a bulkhead there, and you've got the rear fin. Turn them over. There you are. Nice. They're very, very nice. Right, this one here, which is sprue I. There's like some weapons there, I suppose, because it's anti-submarine anyway. And it looks like you're putting on their fins separately, so you'll have to get them straight. Okay, but that's all there is. There's not much detail on them. I suppose there'll be a decal to go on them, but yeah, it looks like you are fitting them on here, and then these ones here go at the back. Okay, don't see that very often these days, do you? You only get two halves and you stick them together, but this time they've done it that way. Interesting. And finally, you've got some side molded parts here, which I'm assuming these are for the. Is that for the propeller? I think so. I'm assuming that's for the props. So I'm not seeing the instructions, so I'm just assuming that. But you know, side molded, brilliant, nice. And they've put the glass in a resealable bag, which is a nice touch. Up we go. So yeah, the cockpit basically is not just the glass. It's, you know, you're gonna have to cement this in and then mask off these bits here, and then obviously spray the colours that you need just on the nose there and on the roof. And then you've got the glass to go alongside the fuselage and on the doors. So yeah. Right then, on to the instructions. So you get a nice little booklet here, and we'll look and see. So you're getting a sprue map. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 sprues plus 1 glass. And it's saying do not use these parts. So my apologies, you're only using those blades there. You're not using these because they've been greyed out. I thought there'd be a choice. Would have been nice. Using all these and anything else greyed out. They're greyed out, that's greyed out. So you don't need to use them doors. Everything else you seem to need to use. Nice. There's a mask set. So there must be a mask set in here. So let's have a look. Where's the mask set? Oh, so you've got some vinyl masks there to go on that window. And it looks pretty good. Quite comprehensive mask set there for all the glass, which is a good touch. Right, assembly instructions. You're starting off with obviously building up the cockpit, so bulkhead, floor, the seats go in, some sort, I presume that is some sort of instrument panel, placing that on the nose, and then they're telling you here to put the glass in right away on that starboard side fuselage, and you're doing the same on that side as well. And then you've got to add weight, but it doesn't tell you how much weight to add, so be wary of that. Put it together and definitely check out the weight against the pencil if you can. Rest it on the pencil and see what if it falls backwards or forwards. You want it basically going forwards. Then you're placing the wings together, then building up the engines, and they go on the wing. And then you have the nacelle going underneath there, so that's okay. And then you put in the exhaust on the back, nice. And then that all goes down. Then you have that plate to go in there. So you are then placing them together and putting. So you're building up the rear here. That sort of tail on the back, along with those stabilizers, and there you go. Those little small parts were definitely for the engine. And then once that goes together, you got little pins there, and they fall in. And they're saying do not glue because you can let them spin. Obviously, then you're building up the back of the plane, as obvious. Then you're putting on the propellers on the front, and you've got some tiny parts like pitot tubes and stuff going on there. Then you're putting the glass there, which I would recommend to mask up first. Wheels together, so 2-part wheels, and then you're building up the canopy underneath, the gearing, all together. Turn them over, and then you're putting on these pylons here, adding some more parts here. That's I'm not too sure what they are. And then building up the weaponry as well. Then finally, you've got like a bit of an exploded view here of putting all the doors on, the weaponry, all in this sort of order. And you've got some very small parts there to go on the back too. And then you put in the undercarriage on there, and the doors there. Brilliant. And there it is. So, painting guides. Let's turn them around. So, this one here is US Navy. VP16 motor, September 2010. Spin them around, then you can do. Oh, I see, my mistake. So side on, bottom and front. What a dickhead. There you go. I just realised now. Yeah, it's the same, but yeah, I don't not spot that. This one here, this is VP6 Barber's Point. So you've got the callouts there. Doesn't say what the colours are though, does it? Doesn't actually say what colours. H&A, so there must be a colour call out. We'll have a look for that in a minute. Showing you exactly, there's some decals there to go on the prop there. I said on the weaponry you've got some decals there. So fair bit. So that one's a nice. You can do it in one scheme really, and just highlight the lighter grey there underneath. So if you wanted to just do one colour. And this one here is the Royal Australian Air Force in Edinburgh, Australia, 1987. Again, basically the same decals on them. And you have the Australian Air Force roundel on the back there, 656 on the front. And again, you've got, how many colours you've got? 1, 2, yeah, 2 colours. I presume that blue there is actually a decal, so you'll be all right with that one. And then the final scheme, so you're getting 4 schemes with this one. You've got the Japanese Navy, Japan Navy, Asugai, Japan, June 1995. And you've got everything there to call out with and here. So brilliant. It says Lockheed Kawasaki, so I'm assuming this was made under license from Lockheed Kawasaki. Kawasaki's done it under license. Right, colours you'll need. Black, grey, khaki, silver, steel, burnt iron, insignia, white. Or, so you've got a mixture there. And they've given you in Tamiya colours on some of them, but they've given you the full range there as Mr. Hobby. So it might be best if you do Mr. Hobby. Attacker, you could use Attacker paint to then use use PC12 for burnt iron. Not too sure about that number. So yeah, they've given you some colour callouts, but they've really gone for Mr. Hobby. So I think it's best if you go with that one. And so that's the instructions for that kit. Right, let's get in close here. So there's the decal sheet. We're going to get it nice and close so you can have a really good look at this. And there you are. That's all zoomed in, I think. And here we are. You've got 4 schemes in here. There's your stencils there. Royal Netherlands Navy. I'm not too sure about that. And we've got 1, 2, 3. You've got a few schemes here. So I'm presuming this is for a different kit altogether. You've got lots of tiny ones down here, which I think they may have writing on. Let me just have a quick look. Yeah, they've got some writing on there. But you see, you've got stencil data there. Your roundels for Japan. But I'm not sure about this one here. Just double check the instructions. I missed a page. So you do get a call out here for the Netherlands Navy. So that was good. I came back with those 2 there. Nice colours. I actually quite like that one. Quite simple. So yeah, so that's the 2 colours for that one underneath. So yeah, 5 schemes in this kit, sorry, not 4. So there you go. There's quite a bit of detail there in the decals. And then finally you have your mask set. And I'll try and get this to zoom in as best I can. Come on, there you go. And you can see these, I think they're vinyl. Yeah, they feel like vinyl masks there to do your windows with. I think you can see that there, they've been cut out. This one is available on the Jadlan website for £29.45 with free delivery. I will leave a link in the description box below where you can purchase this from Jadlan. I will just mention one thing. There is no locating points on the fuselage, so my advice is to take it off the sprue, and then I use O-rings. So find the smallest O-ring you can, that's relatively, to make it a tight fit. Glue up to the edges. Let capillary action happen. Just let the O-rings clamp together on this kit. And hopefully they'll go in line. But that's one thing that is missing. A little bit more scratches here. I'm a bit annoyed about the scratches on this kit, but I'm sure X-Scale will have a reason for doing that. But yeah, that's the one thing I think they should be looking at, is to put locating pins on parts like this, because it does make a difference. And in fact, yeah, even on the engine here, there's no locating pins either. So you've really got to be careful with this. I think locating pins is a must in this day and age of building scale model kits. I know some people may not worry about them, but I just think that to give a modeler the best possible experience of building up a kit, locating pins are a necessity. So you can locate it and it snaps together, and then you just put a tiny bit of TET around the edges or through the gaps, let capillary action do its work, and you're done. But yeah. But what are your thoughts on this kit? If you like this video, click like. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, ring that bell, click all to be notified when I release a new video. Any questions, any comments, leave them in the box below because I do reply. Huge shout out to my channel members who help me financially with this channel. If you'd like to become a channel member, please click join below and select which membership tier you so wish. We do have a live stream every Tuesday for channel members only. In one of these four corners will be a playlist or a video that I recommend you go and watch from this channel.